I'm very excited to bring you these double secrets that I've learned from over 35 years of playing, teaching, and coaching tennis. My coaching career included producing a high school team that was one of the winningest high school teams in the country for over 22 years. And that success stemmed from a lot of the double secrets that I procured over those 35 years of teaching and coaching. Here we're going to be taking a look at a short training videos of one of the best doubles teams of all time, and that of course is Mike and Bob Bryan. In this training video we're going to be exploring some double secrets while watching them play this 1point. But we're also going to be analyzing Bryan brothers match footage to reinforce most of the double secrets that we have filmed with everyday players, recreational players and club players. The point I want to stress here is that these double secrets apply to all levels of tennis. And yes, while you may not be able to hit overheads or volleys or ground strokes as quite as well as the Bryan brothers, you can emulate their strategies, their tactics, and learn their secrets and apply them to your game, giving you quite an unfair advantage. An unfair advantage because you know the secrets to great doubles play. Here we're going to be looking at 10 double secrets found in 1point of the Bryan brothers playing a doubles rally. In this situation, we have Mike at the net playing the ad court. We have Bob, the left-hander, on the deuce court. They are twin brothers, but ironically, one is left-handed, one is right-handed, both putting their more favorable shot, at least of the stronger shot, typically of most players, is the forehand side. They're putting that shot in the middle when they are returning serve. One of the things you'll notice here is positioning. Mike at the net is facing the net man. He's not facing the net square on, he is facing the net man. Because again, the net man on the opposing team is the one person that can hurt him. If his brother Bob hits a down the line shot or hits a weak shot, or if he's hitting a cross court and the net man's poaching, that poached volley, if it's above the net, is going to go through the net man. As both players begin to react to the serve, they both jump into what we call a split step. We're going to show this 3 times because this is an important part of any good doubles play, in that even though Mike is at the net, not even returning serve, you notice he is still split stepping with his brother almost simultaneously as the serve is being delivered. This puts both players in a very reactionary period, a very quick reactionary stance, so that they can rely on their movement to get to most balls. Now, in this point, we're taking a look at the fact that Bob is being served out wide to his backhand. It's a defensive shot, a good offensive serve by the left-hander on the opposite side. Serving to the backhand, we see a couple things happening right off the bat. Number one, we see the net man. We see Mike looking back at his partner. This is commonly considered a wrong thing to do by many doubles coaches. Now, one of the things you're going to notice here is he does indeed look back at his partner. Why? Because Mike wants to know as soon as he possibly can whether or not his partner, or his brother in this case, is in trouble. In this case, he is in trouble. He does not want to close into the net because he doesn't know at this stage whether or not Bob is going to be able to return this ball offensively. In fact, if anything, he looks like he's pretty well stretched out, so Mike is going to have to be in a position to protect as much of the court as he can. Too many players in this position don't look at their partner. They only look across at the opponents, and they don't see that their partners hit a weak shot until it is well too late. In this case, if you're playing doubles, your partner hits a weak shot, you've got time here to react by stepping back if you're the net man, giving yourself more time to react to a volley or an overhead, also taking away more court away from your opponent. In this situation, immediately Mike at the net notices that Bob, even though he's stretched out, has hit a fairly good lob. Doubles is a game of emergencies, and so while Bob has to reach out for this serve that's pulled out wide, he understands the shot that's available to him. We're going to talk about this in a moment, but the down the line lob is a very strong shot that neutralizes the netman in some ways, because in this case we have a right-handed netman who would, if Bob hit this a little low, would probably have to hit a backhand overhead or a backhand volley. If you're a club player, most club players, recreational players, and even high school and some college players have a weaker backhand volley than their overhead or their forehand volley. So this is a fantastic time to lob over the netman. Immediately we see that the lob is clearing the netman, Bob, or Mike at the net here, holds his position just long enough to see if the lob is indeed well enough hit that the netman is not going to take the shot. Now we both see that not only is the lob on the deuce side tactically very strong, but we see Mike at the net starting to close in immediately. One of the things to look for is when your opponents turn their back to the court or to your side of the net, you are in a favorable position to move in and be aggressive. These players now have to recover and hit usually a fairly defensive shot. As you'll see here, his defensive shot is one of two shots. He can either lob the ball over Mike's head back into the deep corner, or he can hit the ball down the line. He certainly does not want to hit the ball directly at Mike at the net because his whole court is open to Mike's left. On this lob, we do see that Bob comes in, but he does not come totally up to the net. He makes a split step right here as his opponent starts his return. He wants to be able to cover the lob if indeed the man in the back hits the lob over his brother's head. So we want to stagger these positions. We don't want to be parallel with each other, especially when a player has the opportunity to hit a lob. In this situation, the opposing players have hit directly to Mike at the net, but they've hit a fairly good low ball. Mike had to play a defensive volley, but he plays it down the middle. Whenever you get a ball at the net, one of the best volley positions defensively or offensively, in Bob and Mike's case, because they're taking the net, is to volley the ball down the middle. Takes away the angles away from your opponents. The triangle here shows that the greatest position for the opponents is only to hit the ball down the middle, taking away the sharp angles. Unless you have a real winner for an angle volley, I would recommend you taking control of the volley by hitting it down the middle more times than not. If you've got a good angle volley and you've got both players back on the baseline, it's a great opportunity to hit that angle volley for the winner. In this case, you see how hitting the first volley down the middle allows the second volley to be hit for a winner. Controlling the net, you want to develop a good volley and a good overhead. And here we have some of these 10 secrets that we've covered within just this 1 point. While you read through these summaries, let me say that we'll be covering a ton of double secrets in our new course, Double Secrets. We'll be showing you secret tactics. We're going to show you strategies, shots, how you can also counter some of the secret tactics that maybe your opponents happen to have some knowledge of. You'll want to be a step ahead of your opponent every chance you get. This is the knowledge that you and your partner will have, and as a result of taking this course, you're going to gain what we call an unfair advantage. It's unfair because you have this knowledge, your opponents might not. This will enable you to counter their tactics, anticipate more quickly and successfully, and really make your opponents hit the shots that you want them to hit. This is a very key point of this entire program, is learning how you can force opponents to hit the shots you want them to hit. And if that sounds like the kind of doubles you want to play, grab your partner and join us in this course.